Hello and welcome to Ryno's Ravens review. Please like and subscribe to the channel. So, Baltimore Ravens 31, Arizona Cardinals 24. Game was a lot closer than it should have been. And that is at the top of my note sheet. Another thing, Tucker missed another field goal from 50 plus. Wow. Shocking. He did make up for that though. Michael Pierce had himself a day in his second stint with the Ravens. Spent a few years where in Minnesota, I think it was. He came back. I mean, he's probably a little heavier than you would like because he is close to 350 pounds. But he was moving very well, and he got into the Cardinals' backfield a lot. Geno Stone, another pick, which somehow he just keeps doing it, keeps doing it. What is it, like the third or fourth game in a row or something ridiculously stupid like that? Geno Stone, really? Didn't we cut him a year or two ago? Wow. How about that? 3 scores on the ground from the Gus Bus. How about that? Now, the Ravens ran the ball a lot. We'll take a look at the box score, courtesy of BaltimoreRavens.com. This is their little game center box score type of thing that they do. He did run the ball. I mean, Gus Edwards had 19 carries himself. Bateman with 1 carry. He did do an end around, which is kind of a relief because I think if it was Flowers, he would have telegraphed it more. But because you used Bateman to do it, he was able to pick up 18 yards. Jackson only ran the ball 5 times. Justice Hill only ran the ball 4 times. So, leaning a little bit more on Gus Edwards, trying to make a statement, I guess, saying you don't need Derrick Henry. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Now, Derrick Henry might have had a little more, but at the same time, does it look like we really need one? Or do we need Derrick Henry? Now, could we get another running back that's maybe an upgrade over Melvin Gordon or Kenyon Drake to have in a rotation? Potentially, maybe, could be useful. Though, I don't know. I mean, there are some other things out there. Ajabo still isn't playing. Owe did miss a snap or two with an injury, and still, they're not producing as much as you would like. So, your best pass rushers on the outside are some old guys or older guys. It's not that great of a thing. So, is pass rusher a need? Maybe some quality depth at corner. But I'm just not sure that a running back of the high caliber and potential high price of Derrick Henry is worth it. Mark Jackson, very low passing numbers. He was 18 for 27, so that's about 66%, which is fairly good. Just only 150 yards, which is, that's really low. It's not even 10 yards a pass, and only 1 touchdown. All in all, the Ravens really didn't run that many plays. I mean, you look at 27 passes by Jackson and 29 running attempts? It's not even 60 plays. Yet over here on the other side, Cardinals, you see Dobbs, 37 pass attempts. And how many rushing attempts did they have? 32 rushing attempts? So, Cardinals had almost 70 attempts as far as pass attempts and rush attempts. About 20 more than the Ravens. That's not good. part of that is because you were terrible on third down. Some of the offense notes. Starting with the offense mostly because 3 rushing touchdowns by Gus Edwards, as I have already mentioned, that is kind of a big deal. It isn't that often that you see a running back score 3 times. Terrible on third down, kept the Cardinals in the game. So it kept giving Cardinals opportunity. They had 7 drives? Cardinals had 7 offensive drives in the second half. That's not good. That's bad. Mar had on the ball a lot more. Something you probably would have guessed, seeing that Lamar Jackson's rushing attempts are only at 5. Because when the pass wasn't open, he kind of just didn't really do anything. I don't know why he didn't want to run. I mean, it would have been nice. Maybe keep some of those drives, especially late in the game, keep some of those drives alive. But didn't happen. Odell Beckham Jr. I don't know if it's a problem. Ravens are winning. Yeah, they do have 2 losses, but what do they got now? 7 wins? Or however many wins. 6 wins? 6-2. They're 6-2. But Beckham seems to be... What I have written down here is Beckham seems ready to explode. I don't know whether it's not being featured enough in the offense or he's not producing with his opportunities. Let's take a look at NFL.com. I like some of their stat tables better. Come all the way down to some of the receiving ones. See Odell Beckham Jr. all the way here at the bottom. Aguilar and Beckham, no catches, which isn't great. Aguilar with only 1 target. Beckham with 4 targets and no catches. So, I mean, what is it? Is it the not having the ball thrown your way enough? I mean, Zay Flowers is getting the ball thrown his way 7 times. I mean, that probably would annoy me. Zay Flowers had 5 catches for 19 yards. Some of it for Beckham, and why I say it may be frustrating because he's just not putting up numbers. It's not that he's not featured enough. It's possible. Because how many pass interference penalties has he drawn this year? I have no idea how many it is, but it is a lot more than we are used to here in Baltimore. We are not used to having wide receivers getting pass interference calls for them. We just aren't used to it. But Beckham seems to be drawing the attention and drawing a lot more attention. And the targets, Jackson is targeting him. He's targeted him he did target Odell Beckham in the end zone. Pass interference. So, you're on the 1 yard line, so, they didn't end up going back to Beckham, which you kind of understand, being you are the Baltimore Ravens. You're on the 1 yard line, what are you going to do? You going to throw the ball? No. Right? I mean, sure, you may throw the ball a few times, but on first down, you're probably running the ball. If I can find which one it was. I probably should know. I should have written it down, but I did not. What was this one? Yeah, this one right here. So it was in whatever the hell quarter this is. You can see. Yeah, I mean, 1st and 1. Beckham drew the pass interference call. And on 1st and down, 1st and goal from the 1 yard line, Gus Edwards up the middle. Which at that point he had already ran for 2 and was having good success, so it made sense to go that way. You wanted to get the points. You wanted to put points on the board. But at the same time, some more maybe potential evidence that, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, look at this. 17 points in the 4th quarter by the Cardinals. Stop giving them the ball so damn much. Of course, you know what? Maybe if you would have been able to field the onside kick, Aguilar, looking at you, you would be taking points off the board. But instead, with what? A minute and a half left in the game, the Cardinals got 2 possessions. The onside kick twice. Because Aguilar is like waiting for this ball to come to him, and then he muffs the catch. So then, I mean, the Cardinals are right there. They don't need to go that much further. And then he almost dropped the next one. I don't know if Nelson Aguilar is a guy I would have on the hands team. Not after what I saw. But oh well. Let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the defense. The Cardinals did run the ball a lot. Or it really felt like it. Which is commendable that you see a team not abandoning the run, even though they're losing. It's a good thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Pierce was in that backfield a lot. Move down here to some of these numbers. As you can see, Pierce, 1 tackle for a loss and 1 sack. Also, probably what isn't on here is the one, oh God, what was it? I want to say it was halfway through the 2nd quarter. Do I not? I didn't exactly. Yeah, I didn't put that on or make that a note, but there was or was it 4th down? I don't even remember, but Cardinals try to punch it straight ahead for 1 yard, and here was Pierce blowing it up. It's just right there at the fucking point where you think, oh, they might get it, and bam, it's this big 350-pound guy. Just manhandles the running back and puts him down. I feel like you haven't said Pierce's name that much this year, which is slightly odd, but came to play today. Or I'm not play today. Yesterday, I mean. Several other plays where he's in there just pushing the offensive line into the backfield. And I'm trying to think of when this was. Can't remember when a lot of these plays were, but he pushed the offensive line back into the backfield in the direction that the running back was trying to run. Then therefore, you had the offensive line pushed back in your face, so you try to go the other way. Well, backside pursuit is there and shuts the play down early. So it isn't just him getting in the backfield and tackling the running backs. He's moving the offensive line so the running back will change direction. He also had a pass defended. Right here, you can see that. Knocked down one of the passes. As we're talking about passes defended, what else do we see here in this? Interceptions. Brandon Stevens, Geno Stone, both with an interception. What else do I have on here? Well, now while you see 2 interceptions by your defensive backs here, they did get called for pass interference one too many times and allowed drives to, what's the word? Allowed the drives to stay alive. Like, specifically, the Cardinals' first drive of the game. It's not great. I do think the refs were kind of, I'm not sure about some of the decisions that they made. Some of those pass interference calls were kind of ticky-tacky, I think. And how about that damn pile push in the fourth quarter? Like, what the hell kind of bullshit was that? Dobbs throws the ball to his tight end. I mean, it's a good catch. He made a nice play. He's trying to fight for more yards, but he's trying to fight through 2 or 3 Ravens back there. And instead of going forward, he's not going forward. Why the whistle isn't blown there for progress being stopped, I don't know. But it was allowed to continue. And guess what? The Ravens actually pushed him backwards. So here's your tight end being pushed backwards. Refs still haven't blown the whistle dead. Like, that's how people get injured. Look, I get how you may want to let plays go and let the guys try to fight for yards. But the minute he starts getting pushed backwards, that you're done. That's it. That's it. You got to let it go. Because what happens after that, and you still haven't blown the whistle? Well, now here comes all the big fat guys. So essentially, you move the line of scrimmage from like wherever they were at, like 30-yard line, to the 5-yard line. And now you got tight end and defensive backs in there. You got like 5 guys in the pile already. And then here comes like 6 or 7 big fat guys. You're just asking for trouble. One, obviously they're going to end up pushing the whole damn pile. Which they did. Bullshit. But you are asking for more injuries. I don't know why you would let that play continue. So questionable calls by the referees, which there usually is. And honestly, we should question their calls. Mainly because they never answer for their actions. They never answer for it. All these questionable calls that you have seen over the years, how many times have you gotten answers out of the referees of why this or why that? Supposedly they're above that. Okay, well, I don't agree with that. Back to the defense. Geno Stone's pick. And I think we'll end on that. Geno Stone got the pick. When was it? It was in the second half. Stevens already had his. Stevens got his pick earlier. Well, it looked like Stevens was going to get another. Not the greatest throw, not on target. It really looked like Stevens was going to jump in front of his man and catch the ball, which he was in position to do that until Geno Stone jumped in front of him and caught the ball. It was so. It really did look like Stevens was in great position to intercept the ball. Now, would the ball have gotten intercepted if Geno Stone hadn't jumped in there and caught it? I don't know, because it's not like the wide receiver was not around. He was somewhat around, so he could have done maybe some good defending against against Brandon Stevens, but Geno Stone was there to just jump in front of everybody. Oh, I know I didn't write this down, and I said I was going to go, but Bateman, speaking of, wide receivers and cornerbacks going at it and people jumping in front of each other, it was somewhat early in the game. Lamar kind of put up somewhat of a prayer. And it was not on target. Bateman had to come back to the ball a lot. And in doing so, the corner was able to get better position. But Bateman fought through it, and it almost looked like a tie as to who caught the ball, but Bateman kind of ripped it away. So he did kind of save Lamar Jackson of an interception, of which Lamar threw none. And no lost fumbles, though Gus Edwards did fumble once. Was able to fall on it. All right, let's wrap this up and talk about the schedule. It's a good win for the Ravens. Some questionable calls by the referee. Some questionable playing by the Ravens, like, say, Aguilar screwing up that first onside kick. Not great. But Michael Pierce came through for you. Geno Stone, Brandon Stevens came through for you with some picks. Gus Edwards showed you that you probably don't need Derrick Henry. Wasn't that pretty of a win, but it is a win. You were on the road. You did have to fly out to Arizona, so it's not that bad. I'm sure the score would be a little bit more lopsided if they were at M&T Bank. So looking ahead, Seattle Seahawks come into M&T Bank Sunday at 1 p.m. I will do my Ravens preview show Saturday. So be sure to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified of that. I am the Angry Ryno. Fly, Ravens, fly.